film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.
Coming at you from the mean streets of St. Louis, from a basement on South Broadway, the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Because Indie Film Sucks is, awesome.
I was waiting to see last time, you had some good positive stuff to it. I was hoping to get that out again, but I guess that's...
At this point, it's like Norm and Cheers. I got to come up with something different every time.
Yeah, but, and indie film is indie film, and sometimes it does suck to be in that business, though, because it's so damn hard.
Absolutely.
But the hardness actually will weed out the people that don't belong anyway. So we're still here doing it.
We are still here doing it.
Yeah. So excited to be here.
So yeah, if you're this is your first time joining us, we are the Indie Film Sucks podcast. We are indie filmmakers reviewing and making films for other indie filmmakers, and ideally for a wider audience too, I guess.
Yeah. We do this because, we like doing it for one. We love it, really. We love making movies. And we know it's really a tough road to hoe being an indie filmmaker. And we want a place where other independent filmmakers can go and feel like they're not just stuck in their little world. We want to expand it out a little bit to all over the world.
Yes.
And let other independent filmmakers bring their art to us and ours to them, and help each other out.
Yeah, we want you to feel like you got a place to come on in, kick your shoes off.
Just like Cheers.
Just like Cheers. Well, I don't know if they took their shoes off in Cheers, but where everyone knows your name, or maybe everyone knows your film, or everyone watches your film, or at least someone who's not your family or your friends watch your film.
Yeah, man. So we're here for you. So this is what we're here for.
And if you want to get your stuff reviewed, you can go to indiefilmsucks.com and fill out the form, send us your stuff. We will watch your movie. We will watch your feature film. We will review your feature film. And if we like it enough, hell, we'll put it on the podcast for a review. But either way, it's going up on the website.
Yeah. So check us out. Check out our stuff and tell us what you think about our stuff as well. And sometimes we do reviews, and sometimes we talk about our films or just the business itself and the highs, the lows, and in betweens of it. So tonight we get to do something kind of cool.
Yes, tonight we are reviewing films.
That's right. And before we forget, my name is Brock Roberts, actor-producer. Nice to meet you. This is the first time.
Chris Grega.
Yeah.
Writer, director, head cook, and bottle washer. Mm-hmm. Not with us tonight. It's Chris Mackey, actor, producer, raconteur, and Brittany O'Connell.
Yeah, Brittany.
Actor, stunt woman, you name it, she does it. Except she's not here tonight, so I don't know what the hell she's doing. She's on assignment. On assignment.
Yeah, we get lots of assignments in real life that sometimes it's tough to make it here. But
we do.
We find a way somehow.
All right, but enough about us.
Yeah.
Tonight we're here for the purpose of talking about a couple of films, and the first one we're going to start off with is from the UK, called The Correction Unit. And according to IMDb, The Correction Unit, a group of violent and misguided young offenders are experimented on using brutal AI technology at a sinister institute. It's directed and written by Derry Shalito, stars Sonny Middleton, Elise Bradshaw, and Kirsty Smedley.
Yeah, let's check out the trailer.
This is very important. You must believe that this is the future. They may look scary, but these aren't clones. They are AI versions of you, constantly learning and storing new information like a computer does. Not to replace you. No, It's an AI hybrid to help navigate the new world.
Sean, listen to me now, please.
So you can succeed, not be left behind like so many will. Sean!
Stop, Sean. It's okay. I'm just here to help you.
Just relax, Sean. It's all okay. There's nothing to worry about.
Well, there you have it. Just exactly as Chris described it. I'll start off real quick.
Fantastic.
So this one, man, it took me for a ride. It really did. I didn't know what. We always say we don't know what to expect because we never do.
Nope.
We watch good ones, we watch bad ones, we watch in between ones. This one, I believe, was a good one. Is really top notch for an indie film.
Yeah.
Great locations. Fantastic locations. Cinematographer, fantastic job. The editing, just this great. The actors were great. I really did enjoy all aspects of just what a film should be, as far as the technical stuff, the acting, the directing. But the story was pretty unique itself too, which is why I liked it. Why it took me for a bit of a ride. Because it did address some AI stuff. It addressed, it kind of had some, Terminator feel to it.
Yeah, I guess.
It just had that feel to it of, almost AI takes over, or people just get stuck in the metaverse or whatever, because there are some goggles involved in this.
Yeah.
And it kind of shows you what could happen if all you do is sit in your house or wherever and you put on these goggles and forget about reality. You get stuck in this fake reality. But that was just part of the movie that addressed, to try to correct how these people think and create AI versions of themselves. I don't know if I should say that in the review about what they're creating the AI versions to live in an AI universe to try and make them better humans by taking out humanity. That's kind of crazy, but there's aspects of that, and the camera work wasn't Matrixy at all, but it had a Matrix tone to it as well, as far as what the story was getting across with reality and AI. So it took me for quite a ride. I think it probably could have really. I think I said earlier to you today was, I think you could have went even deeper in this whole story. Like it seemed like it could have been a series to me, because it went deep in some areas, and I think it could have went deeper if it had more time. But the story itself, I think if this creator wanted to, he could create a whole series off of this idea.
I agree to that.
Yeah. So for me, the acting was pretty good, and you can get to more of the story aspect of it if you like. But I enjoyed the. I think I enjoyed every aspect of it as an independent filmmaker and as a movie goer. I did enjoy it quite a bit.
All right, so that's one thumbs up.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think that's copyrighted. We can't do that.
Okay,
so correction unit. So, man, I have to say this. I have seen more indie films recently than I've seen ever, I think, since we started doing this. And it feels like to me that independent films from the UK just have more bite to them. And I think the acting as a general thing is a little bit better.
A little edgier, for sure.
Definitely edgier. So this is a story about these sort of street kids and kids on the margins that get into trouble with the law for various reasons, and they get collected up, if you will, and sent to this special school where they are
reprogrammed,
kind of like a Clockwork Orange. Not to that level by any stretch, but there were echoes of a Clockwork Orange in this. And man, I really was taken by the main kid, Sonny, and the main villain, who's the headmaster of the school, I guess. That guy did a fantastic job.
Oh yeah,
and also making a voice-only cameo was Bella Ramsey of Game of Thrones.
That's right.
And The Last of Us, and just a fantastic job. She played the voice
of the AI.
Of the AI.
Yeah.
And man, I agree with Brock that this definitely, to me, it was a very good feature film. Very good feature film, but it felt like, man, this would have worked so well as a series. I could see that being developed that way. Again, the storytelling was on point. And yes, obviously they weren't working with a massive budget, but they were able to get so much mileage out of the locations, the performances, the effects that they had in it, the production design. This is not a multi-million-dollar film, but it definitely felt like they spent a little bit of money on it.
Yeah, there's definitely some effects in there that took some money, but it wasn't Hollywood.
Yeah, no, I mean it's still indie, but it was a great film that I had really no idea where it was going to end up, what the fate of these kids was going to be, if they would escape this or not, and I won't give away if they do or not. And we get back to the headmaster, and there's a scene where he is giving sort of a TED talk to all these potential investors for AI. And that was probably, to me, the most frightening thing about the entire film, because it felt very realistic. It felt like he's offering this, he's let the genie out of the bottle, and it's going to take over everything, and he's offering shares in the apocalypse, if that makes any sense. It just was a great scene, and the actor played it to the hilt, and I really liked the film before that scene, and I loved it after that scene.
Yeah, I didn't have any disappointments in the film at all. I like you said, the acting was great, and each character had a really good uniqueness to them. I'd love to have been able to dig a little bit more deeper into all their characters, really. I mean, we get the gist of why they're there.
Yeah, they're bad kids.
Yeah, it even brings it up on the screen, because the AI is reading them as they enter this facility. It's kind of like in Jumanji, the movie Jumanji, the new Jumanji, not the good one, where the Rock's tapping on his pack and his weaknesses and strengths pop up on the screen. I know you probably didn't see it. I got kids, so I've seen. And anyway, it shows what type of person they are when they come through the door, and the AI is learning from how their body language is, their eye movement, just all kinds of AI, like real shit.
Yeah, that was the creepiest thing, is how it kept learning and evolving and taking things from people. Well, I don't really want to give away exactly what happens, but it was very unsettling.
Yeah, and like I was saying, I wish we had more time to see the main group of kids, because they're young adolescents. I guess 20s maybe. Some of them are teenagers.
Some of them are teenagers, but some were early 20s.
Yeah, but they all had their own issues of why they were there, and they go through some stuff, but I would have loved to have seen a little bit deeper, and I would like to see a little bit more deeper on the main villain guy too.
Yeah.
But I just feel they couldn't squeeze it all into I don't know how long the film was, 90 minutes, I guess, maybe a little longer. But I'd really watch this as a series, for real. It was that unique and different and edgy, and it wasn't political at all, but it's very topical.
Very topical, not political. I agree, and yeah, absolutely. Darius Shalito, make it a series, man. You know how easy that is.
Yeah, but man, good job. I have to give this a 4.5 out of 5 stars for me, because it just had the only thing that knocks it that half star down for me is because I did want to know more. I wanted to dig actually even deeper into what was going on. But as far as the movie and everything else goes, yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'll give it a solid 4 stars.
Why not 5?
Because 5 is reserved for the likes of Psycho Ape.
Yeah, that's true. Psycho Ape's raised the bar so high it's never going to happen.
Yeah, you can't even see the bar. It's up there so far.
Yeah. So definitely check it out. Correction Unit.
All right.
So, next movie?
Clownin' Out. All right. From IMDb, Clownin' Out in Valley Village. In Clownin' Out, a down-on-his-luck clown gets caught up in a dangerous criminal underworld and must navigate a treacherous maze of lies, deceit, and violence to survive.
All right, well, let's check out this interesting clip.
Directed by Mark Hensley, written by Mark DuPont, starring Joe Heck, Katie Mayhard, and Max E. Williams.
All right, let's check out this clip with this Clownin' Out.
Here we go.
And up we go. Watch out for Teddy. Ooh.
The children find you funny?
No.
Oh. Why are you a clown?
God hates me.
Clownin' Out.
Clownin' Out, baby.
Well, that this Clownin' Out, I liked the movie for the most part. The name was a little deceiving to me, actually. Clownin' Out. I thought it was going to be some type of comedy, and it was anything but.
There was some funny bits.
I know, but it wasn't a comedy.
No.
It had some funny stuff in it. Definitely a lot of cliches in the story, but but it was meant to be that way. I mean, there's cliches for a reason, and they were exploiting those cliches in a pretty, I don't know, I wouldn't say clever way, but it is still an interesting enough story for me to stay attached to it. I thought most of the acting was pretty good. I think there's some probably. I'll let you get in the storyline. I'm just talking about the technical stuff, but the storyline was pretty good. Like I said, it's a bit of a cliche, but I think that's what they were going for. Acting was pretty decent for the most part. I think the pace of the film was slow in some areas where, I don't know, there's a lot of B-roll entered that wasn't moving the story along for me at all. But the actors were intriguing enough. The story was intriguing enough to keep me wanting to see more, for sure. I liked the movie, but there wasn't anything in the movie that was making me, like jump out of my seat or, I didn't have too many emotions with this film for some reason. Maybe I was just stuck on the clown and I was hoping for a comedy and I didn't quite get that. There was some comical moments in it for sure.
Yes.
Those weren't the cliche moments. But as far as the whole movie goes, I think there could have been a little bit more fit into the maybe the dialogue or the storyline or something like that. I don't know. What'd you think, Chris?
I don't know. I might have liked it a little bit more than you did. Because it did play on film noir tropes, which I am a sucker for anything film noir, not going to lie. It all took place, by and large, in one apartment building, in and around one apartment, pretty much in one room for the most part, which I thought, again, that's indie film, and if you can pull that off, that's a big win, because you have to make use of limited resources, and I think they made pretty good use of those.
I agree.
Limited
they did
resources.
well with that for sure. They did.
And from what I understand, the budget was only about $4,000.
Oh, damn! I didn't realize the budget. That's pretty damn.
So that
hats off for that.
And there was also practically no crew, from what I understand. So again, a damn impressive movie made for peanuts with hardly anyone involved. So That aside, I like the story. I like the characters. I really liked Max E. Williams. He's been in some bigger stuff like Bosch. And as a villain, man, that guy just brought it.
He was the best part of the film for me.
He was, yeah. I mean, that guy is just top tier talent, and I was, yeah. He had me at go. So the story itself, you know, yeah, it was. There were some cliche things. There were some things I was like, you know, did they have to do that? And there was one bit that I wanted to see more of and didn't feel like I got enough, which was the neighbor. Like she was some type of assassin or something, but they just barely touched on that. I'm like, well, who is this character and what does she do and what's her purpose and what is her background? And they just kind of teased it, and you know, maybe there's some stuff on the cutting room floor that got taken out for pasting, but it's like I want to know what's going on with this gal, and I felt like I did not get enough there.
Thanks for reminding me on that, because that's what I think is missing for me too. This character didn't quite come out of nowhere, but it was short-lived, and there was no real. I didn't understand the relationship. Besides, she was a neighbor, but she was also an assassin
or something.
Yeah, so some things just didn't make sense. But the character was cool, and she was a good actress too.
Yeah, the acting across the board I thought was pretty strong. And again, like I said, they made use of just a handful of locations, mostly this one apartment, and then out in the desert for a scene, which I thought, you know, it worked well.
Yeah, it did.
The whole thing came together pretty well. I don't know if there were some elements that were cut for time, and if so, I think they should have gone back in. And trust me, I am normally a guy who says an indie film, cut it. The shorter, the better. But I think this could have stood to have a little bit more length to it.
I think it could add a little bit more meat in places. But like I said before, there is some like B-roll in between scenes that maybe lingered too long for me. That didn't really quite get me to the next scene. But yeah, I do think there could have been more meat, like you're saying, something a little bit more.
Okay, but I like the chemistry between the two main characters. I like both the lead, male and female lead. Again, very strong cast. A simple concept that I thought was pretty well executed. And it definitely felt like an LA movie to me, but not like in a bad way, not in a negative way. Because look, there are, because we're from St. Louis, so when I say something's a St. Louis movie, I almost always mean that in a negative way. I'm sorry, but there's just something about what I call typical St. Louis movies that are just as
they forget what's behind the actors.
It's like production design and story. Those always take second place, in my opinion, to bog standard lighting and less than stellar production design. So when I see films made locally that are really outstanding, like All Gone Wrong or Oscar Tangle Hellwater or any number of other local people that have been on the show who have a lot of films coming out, I'm like, oh, that doesn't look like a typical St. Louis movie.
Right.
Typical St. Louis movie to me looks very almost commercial like. And when I say it looks like an LA movie, that to me looks, how can I describe that? So to me, an LA indie movie looks like it was shot on a sound stage, not in a bad way, but just because you have more resources like that out there. And I don't mean that in a negative light if I see a movie, an indie film out of LA that looks like an LA movie.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, there's just something else in those movies. Same with the New York movie.
Yes, absolutely.
There's just something a little different. I can't really put a finger on exactly what it is, but you can tell it's something else going on there.
Like one of the first films we reviewed on the show was Evil Sublet.
Yeah.
And that look, because it was shot there, it's like, oh, that's a New York movie. Because it just had that feel to it, that vibe to it. And of course, it was shot in New York, so that's why. But they could have kept everything in that same apartment that they shot in, and it still would have felt like a New York movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know if any of this makes any sense, but yeah. So what's your final score on Clowning Out in Valley Village?
Well, I know it sounded like a super negative in some areas of it, but as far as indie film goes and understanding what it takes just to make a movie, you automatically going to get almost 2 stars out of me for just finishing a film and making it make sense, which this movie had no problem getting that done. It did have some pretty decent acting. This gives it a little bit more of a notch for me. I'll have to go with the 3. I have to go to 3 out of 5. I did like a lot of the movie, but just there's just some things that just I think maybe just the pacing of it is what probably bothered me the most. Took me out of what I was trying to come across, and I think some of the dialogue may have been a little bit. I don't know. I just think sometimes I could see the actors trying too hard instead of acting. That's just me, and I see that in Hollywood movies too.
True.
But, I mean, it wasn't bad acting by any stretch of the means. It just sometimes you can just feel like they're really working the scene really hard, kind of chewing the scene up a little bit. So yeah, I'll give it 3.
I give it 3.5, maybe even 3 3/4, because I again, you got me at film noir, and you got me at great use of a single location. Again, they shot a little bit more than one location, but the bulk of the film was in this one apartment, and I think it worked really well. And the misses for me were not really misses, but more like I wanted more of this, or I wanted more of something else. So yeah, again, excellent film.
Yeah, and to say one more thing, I did like the ending too. That was a pretty decent ending.
Yeah, I agree.
So
it's good ending.
It's the film is worth watching for sure, and I do recommend people check it out.
And trust me, if your movie gets to the show where we're reviewing it here, it's probably not going to be a 1 or a 2 star.
No.
I mean, look, no matter if you send us a movie, a feature film to be reviewed, it's going to get reviewed on the website. And we're not here to screw anybody over. We're not here to rake people over the coals. We're not here to shit on people's films. But we're going to be honest. If you send something that's got terrible sound and terrible picture, we're not going to shy away from that fact, because that's a fact. If it's got a terrible story, we're not going to say, oh, it's the best story ever, because, that doesn't help anybody. But, again, we're not here to give out shitty reviews. But we're also not here to give everybody 5 stars.
No, but what I would like is the honesty we're trying to get from our perspective. Yeah. And, we're watching movies, a lot of them, and some of the quality of some of these films are really good. The quality of this film is good. Yeah. And we really enjoy seeing more and more of that, because when we first got into this, we were seeing some movies that just, man, like you said, Chris, out of focus, sound not so good, lighting is crazy, booms dropping, just silly stuff like that. And to see like real honest filmmakers doing what they can the right way and not cutting corners if they don't have to, these movies make sense. And they're the worst thing people say to us is, oh, it looked like a real movie or whatever. Well, because it is a real movie, but sometimes we see stuff that is like, this doesn't constitute a real movie to me. Everything's bad about it.
They should have kept the lens cap on. Hey, no, I'm not going to say that. There have definitely been some lower quality films, but everything that I have seen, everything we've reviewed has had some merit. And just by finishing a damn feature film, you get a gold star for that.
That's a 1. That's a 1 star.
That's a 1 star.
Yeah. All right, well, hey, check us out at all the places. Where are we at, Chris?
We are on IndieFilmSucks.com, Facebook, Indie Film Sucks, Instagram, Indie Film Sucks. That might be it. Maybe X. I think we still have an Indie Film Sucks X account.
Check out the website.
Yeah, the website, 88mmfilms.com, where you can watch our crap, and hey, you can tell us what you think about our shitty movies. We're not immune to criticism, trust me.
No, we've read plenty. Good and bad.
Yes, good and bad, and some really, really bad. Yeah. But anyways, all right, well, what do we talk about tonight?
Well, we reviewed a couple movies,
We
and
did.
we also talked about the highs, the lows, and in-betweens of those movies.
Yes. And those movies are true independent filmmaking.
That's right.
All right. Well,
All right, thanks for the movies. Keep sending them out. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
good night.
Indie film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.